PS5, a technological marvel that is so rare to find with original pricing that you would think it's a GS ball from Pokemon. Nevertheless, I'm here to clarify my thoughts on Sony's next generation console and why I still don't have one. So the world went crazy about the PS5. Wallets were torn apart from the inside out for the slim chance to buy a PS5 in stores. And now, with chip shortages, scalpers, and newly inflated pricing around the globe, Sony has dug a deep hole for themselves in the eyes of the general public. As they look to remedy these issues with pre-purchase limitations, invite-only reservations, and updated internals to improve weight and thermals. The present circumstances has swayed my decision to continue to wait before purchasing a PS5. Another huge factor is the so-called next-gen games that the new PS5 era is supposed to be bringing in. Sony is compelled to stay in this cross-gen state of play where they're still catering to gamers on old hardware. Now, why is this an issue? It's an issue because a majority of games aren't properly utilizing next-gen hardware graphically. It can be said that the PS5 is a PS4 Pro 2.0, with examples being Resident Evil Village, Far Cry 6, and WWE 2K22. Now, before you rage, I'm well aware that the PS5 offers performance upgrades for older titles, so in most cases you're getting higher resolutions and 60 FPS and higher frame rates. But there are only a few handful of games that truly look like next-gen titles out of the box. The rest are upgrades for older gen titles. Now, I may be a rare breed to say that I wouldn't buy the PS5 because of its backwards compatibility features. To me, this is a nice bonus to have, but I don't have any major reason to sell my PS4, and I've had fun playing the games I've always played as they are. But the performance bump is nice, I'll admit that. Again, I want to see next-gen quality games with beautiful graphics, detailed storylines, creative DLC content that's not a quick cash grab, and higher quality or performance modes. On the plus side of things, Sony's latest update has added folders and 1440p support, both of which are features that should have been available by default on the console's release date. In terms of innovation, only one game comes to mind, and that is Astro's Playroom. Now, this game fully utilizes the DualSense and soon-to-be DualSense Edge Pro controllers, and there are a lot of games that only use this haptic feedback triggers and tilt controls on a basic level, which is slightly disappointing. Hopefully developers can implement more ways to include these things on a more advanced level. Otherwise, it feels like a missed opportunity. I can no longer say that there is a lack of games to play on the PS5, which is great news. Sony is starting to kick things up a notch now that the PS5 has been out for 2 years. The games lineup has improved, which was to be expected. The PS5 can also double as a media station to play various things like Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, YouTube videos, etc. So, if you're coming from a base model PS4, you will enjoy faster video buffering, app load times, and higher resolution video playback features. The only small drawback is the lack of Dolby Vision support. Now, this is big for me because I don't use cable, and I'm a YouTube and Disney Plus junkie. Guys, I literally wait till everything that I want to see comes out and binge watch all the stuff that I want to see within the month of my subscription. And anything on cable TV, you can find streams or highlights of it on YouTube. So it's a win-win situation for me. Talking about heat and performance for the PS5, first of all, let me just go ahead and say, this is not a PC. Sony has tailored the system's performance to a T. So much so that every iteration of the PS5 has performed the same in terms of gameplay and loading times. The only minor differences you're getting with the latest 1200 series is slightly less heat and weight. As far as longevity goes, you're not going to fry your system. Now, we could all lose our minds and stress about which iteration of the system you can get your hands on currently, but you're not missing out on anything new. Another minor gripe I have is storage. To quote my friend IP60, Sony knew the disk space was limited, but they wanted to milk your wallets even harder. It's fine if you're buying these consoles, PCs, laptops, and gaming TVs and monitors, we can afford it. But the extra cost for a larger SSD and heatsink was unnecessary. At the end of the day, the PS5 is a dope console, but at the moment, I'm questioning the value I'll actually get from it. I have multiple ways to stream media. I can still play most of the same games on PS4, and that's not including the modding community on PC for these cross-gen platform games, and Sony exclusives coming to PC like God of War and Spider-Man Remastered. All this to say, there's fun to be had with the PS5, but time will tell when I pull the trigger. Till next time, it's Mr. Cheritastic. Much love.